Clint Cosgrove, Rivals national recruiting analyst, here with four-star offensive lineman Amir Herring out of West Bloomfield High School in Michigan. Amir dropped a top 8 today. Amir, thanks for coming on and talking about your recruitment.
Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be, to share my story about my top 8 and giving a recruitment update to Rivals.com.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. We talked recently after a camp, and it was a pleasure talking with you. And I know you were excited about possibly narrowing down your list. So, the top 8 is Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State, Missouri, Boston College, Penn State, Pitt, and Cincinnati. Did I get them all?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So before we talk about each one of those individually, just give me an understanding. Why did you decide to cut your list right now?
I just felt like I had the best relationship with all the coaches that was in my top 8 schools. And I just got a really good feel for them every time I was on a visit there with me and my family. We just felt like it was just the right time, to make, to shave down the list of the schools. And I think all the schools that gave me the opportunity, to fulfill my dreams of playing Division I football. But these 8 schools I have the best relationship with, and that's why they made my top 8.
Fantastic, man. Now let's go through them one by one. I'd love to hear, what stood out about each one of these schools and why they did make your top 8. I know you talked about relationships, but starting with Nebraska, what made Nebraska stand out and why did they make your top 8, Amir?
Nebraska, they're a school that's, you know, it's a heavily football program, winning national championships. Coach Scott Frosting, new offensive line coach, Coach Donovan Raiola. They've been doing a good job through this recruitment process with me. And every time I go to Nebraska, it's the environment there. They have, the environment in Nebraska is second to none, I would say, around college football. They really love football there. And that's what I take away from Nebraska.
Awesome. Yeah. Talk about Coach Raiola. I know him well. We were freshmen together at Wisconsin, and then I also spent some time on staff at Nebraska. So I understand where you're coming from on that. Now, home state school next, Michigan, and I know you have some connections up there. Why did Michigan make the top 8?
Michigan, hometown school, I would say, proximity from my house is 45 minutes. But, just the relationship with, Coach Ron Bellamy and Coach Sharon Moore, just, it's been growing ever since, Coach Moore got the job as the offensive line coach. So they had a great year, and I can't wait to see what they do this year.
Awesome. And another in-state home school, Michigan State.
Michigan State, they're just a really good overall program. Coach Mel Tucker, Coach Chris Kabalovic is doing a great job, developing the offensive lineman there. And I can't wait to see what they do in the near future. They have a big future ahead, I feel like, as the program.
For sure. Definitely going in the right direction. Now, I believe the lone SEC school on your list, Missouri. What made Missouri stand out?
Missouri, Coach Drinkwitz, and also Coach Marcus Johnson. They do a great job there. Developing guys. Seeing a former West Bloomfield guy, Javon Foster. Seeing what he's doing right now in Missouri has been great for me as in my recruitment. And overall, they're just a really good school, and they get the best of the best in the SEC.
No question. Now to the East Coast. First East Coast school. You got a couple on here, but Boston College.
Boston College, it's the best of both worlds, I would say, academically and athletically. Also, their O-line factory, seeing the latest with Zion Johnson, and also new offensive line Coach DeGuglielmo. He's been doing a really good job, and also Coach Haffley has been also really doing a really good job, staying in contact, communication on a, weekly basis. So they've been doing a really good job and, explain to me why Boston College is a great school and a great fit for me and my family, along this process.
Awesome. Now another East Coast school, but Big Ten school, Penn State. Tell me about them.
Penn State, rich tradition of football there. Best of both. I would say, heavy football school. Coach Phil Troutwine and Coach James Franklin doing a great job through this recruitment process, offering me in my sophomore year. So they've been doing a really good job. They're trying to revamp the offensive line. They have already a loaded star-studded class already of offensive linemen. And you know, through this recruitment process, they really want me to come in and, also add to, the offensive line class that they already have at Penn State. And I'm just excited, for the relationship we have been building through this recruitment process.
For sure. You could definitely add to any offensive line class, especially after seeing what you're capable of recently, Amir. Staying on the East Coast, a team that actually has some Michigan connections in Pitt. Tell me about them.
Pittsburgh, Coach Pat Narduzzi, Coach Barbalet, and also Coach Archie Collins has been doing a great job, recruiting me. They do a really good job recruiting this area also. So that's just hats off to them. And also, you get to see the experiences when I was at Pitt. Just seeing experience of sharing a facility with the NFL team was definitely different than other college football programs, I would say. But the overall experience there was home environment, I would definitely say. And, just seeing, what it takes. They say their guys see what it takes every day from the NFL guys. So that's a plus, I would say.
Yeah, definitely a unique situation. That's pretty cool. Now let's finish it up with Cincinnati. Another school that has had some guys from Michigan that have really panned out. Why did they make your top 8?
Cincinnati, they're just an overall great school. Coach Luke Fickle and also Coach Mike Cummings is doing a really great job recruiting me through this process. Seeing a lot of Michigan guys go there. For example, just Sauce Gardner, seeing the development of where he's been going has been amazing. It's a great time also in the program for Cincinnati, seeing them go to the college football playoffs, the season that they had last year. And it's just overall, really good time for Cincinnati football, and they're on the rise.
Yeah, and you look what Sauce has done there, as you mentioned, and then Kamari committing there, so another Michigan guy. So definitely plenty of connections, and I get it, man. Now, so we've gone through the top 8. You obviously very thorough in your evaluation of each school, which is very impressive. What's next? Do you make a top 5, a top 3? Do you just commit? What are you looking to do? And, how is this going to play out?
So I'm just, in the coming months, me and my family will be setting up some official visits, possibly, to get a decision done before my senior year starts, the football season. So I would say that's probably will be my timeline. I don't I don't know in the near future, top 5, top 3. I don't know of that now, but me and my family will have a better understanding probably by then, of the schools that, will probably be in that selection. But me and my family, we're just taking our time right now with these 8 schools.
For sure. For sure. Totally get it. And, waiting for that right feeling, and it all makes sense.